Yo, and welcome to development log video number 2 for Isolation. Milestone number 2 has been completed. Which was actually done really quickly, actually. I'm kind of surprised by that. I set a deadline for myself and I actually reached it. And the deadline was pretty much, well, 14 days when I set the deadline. I'm not sure how long it really took. It was like probably 20 days or something. Anyway, that's boring. I finished it on the deadline, but I set it, later. Whatever. Anyway, okay, so, development log number 2. In development log number 1, I introduced my test actor, Cube Dude. Still cubular. Why did I say cubular? I don't know, but yeah, he's still cubular and cubical, but, the objectives in milestone number 1 were to introduce the basic core systems, the core, stealth mechanic systems, and the core movement systems. And if you're interested in seeing that, here's a link to development log video number 1 right here, unless I'm an idiot and don't add it, in which case this looks really stupid. But I'm accustomed to looking stupid, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, the objectives for milestone number 2, which is this, because I'm doing a development log after every milestone that I complete, and this is milestone number 2, because this is development log number 2, were to get the basic AI systems implemented and extend the movement system a little bit, both of which are now done. There are a couple things I want to go over first before I do this video, just to kind of preface it and explain why these things are the way they are. Yeah, okay. The first one is, you'll notice my feet are not lighting up. That's because there is actually, most of these issues are with the animations, but there is an issue with my animations right now, where they can tend to intersect walls and stuff, and they screw up the light metering system when I do that. So I've added a quick fix for my alpha testers, who I'm going to be giving this to in a little bit. But as a side effect of that test, the feet are not detected as being lit because it thinks that the feet are in the floor right now, which they technically are. As I jump, they'll light up. So ignore that, it means nothing. Ignore that, it means nothing. Other thing I want to go over is I've added a motion blur post effect, which actually might be off right now. I didn't turn it off though, did I? I don't see it. I'll go over that later because I guess I turned it off. It's weird, I don't remember doing that. Okay, so ignore that one. The third thing I want to go over is, as you'll notice when I walk around, the movement is kind of turbulent. Turbulent, yeah, let's go with that. It's turbulent. Because I've added an animated camera node that actually moves with the actual head of Cube Dude. And Cube Dude's animations were not designed with this in mind, so they're a bit excessive. It's especially noticeable when I crouch. That's not crouching, that's crouching. That was something I'm going to go over in a little bit. So you see, even the idle animation in crouching is really excessive. So I apologize for that. I know it's extreme. I'm kind of used to it by this point, but to most people it's probably going to be very annoying. But as a result of that, one of the really cool things is that now when you lean, the camera tilts with you. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you can still lean in crouch mode as well, and it tilts with you there. Now, the thing that I just showed off accidentally that I wasn't really planning on showing off yet was the prone position, which is one of the new extensions of the movement system that I've added. You can crawl around, and there's no crawling animation right now, so don't judge me. It'll get there eventually, maybe. You can lean when you're in prone, just like any other pose, crouch, standing. The other cool thing about the prone position right now is if you sidestep, you can't sidestep when you're in prone. Sidestep is this, which I have no animation for the crouch either. And standing has the animation, but it's really bad. Yeah, it looks kind of funny when you watch it in the animated camera too. But you don't do the sidestep in the prone position. Instead, you actually roll, which is pretty cool. I think it's cool. I think all of this is cool because it is cool. It looks funny when you're looking at it in third person too. Not that you can really see it because you go through the floor, but whatever. So that's, I think, all the extensions to the movement system that I've done. I'm sorry for rolling so much, I just enjoy doing it. I believe that's all I've added. Again, if you haven't watched the first video, the format of these is going to be really deconstructed because I have no idea how to structure my thoughts, and I just like to talk about things as they occur to me. It usually involves a lot of addendums at the end of the video. That's because I need to add stuff that I forgot. And speaking of adding things that I forgot, one thing that I kind of wanted to go over in the first video that I didn't go over, but I was thinking about doing it in this one. I was going to explain how I did the footstep sounds a little bit. Yeah, those things are footstep sounds. I recorded them myself, and the carpet ones I recorded on actual carpet, and that was easy. Well, actually not that easy, but... the metal ones, I actually recorded on a garbage can lid. Should make these bigger so that I can run around on them a little bit more. Yeah, those were made with a garbage can lid. The solid wood ones, I had wood plank ones in before, but I took them out because I don't think I'm going to be using those, so that's why this one says solid wood. These were done on one of those little particle board pieces that you get when you have like a cheap piece of furniture or whatever. And the gravel ones, these are interesting. These I recorded with aquarium pebbles. Neon blue, green, and pink aquarium pebbles. All the sounds, including the slide sound. Those are cool to do. It's pretty cool to try out different things and see what works. I also added a new stone material type in milestone number 2, as well as all the sounds for it, but I haven't added it in because I need to redo all the sounds. Those I actually did using bricks. So I tried many things and I like the sound of the brick the best, but they're, yeah. So I'm going to redo those. So I'm not really going to feature those in this video. Alright, anyway. That should cover the movement system and whatever random thing that was about the materials. Alright, so let's go in this really dark area and I will show off the basic AI systems that I've got in so far. Now you've already seen the cleaner bots in the first video because I waited too long to do the video, so I already had them in. As I said, it was kind of a weird hybrid of milestone number 2 and milestone number 1. But I did not have the sentry bot done at that time. Oh, I did forget one more thing about the movement system. Alright. One other thing that I added to the movement system, which is actually very important, and I can't really show it off until I'm in here anyway. Let me see if that sentry bot's over here first, because I don't want to get caught by him because he kills me. He's very rude. Where did he go? Is he hung up on one of the cleaner bots where I can't see? It might be. Okay, I'm going out. Okay. So you can see I'm in the darkness right now, aside from that spinning light when it hits me. And one of the issues with the system that I have in place right now is, let's say you're in a spot that has a very thin strip of darkness, like right here or so. Or maybe even right here. If I can go right here. Actually, that fan's too loud. I'm going to go over here. Right here, where there's this thin bit of darkness. You can be in the prone position, and you can be hidden. Oops. You can be hidden in the prone position until you suddenly turn, and then you notice your body suddenly exposed to the light. But that means you can't look around. Sorry, I'm getting all distracted right now. That means you can't look around without exposing yourself to the light, when you could be in a position right here where you're in the darkness. So to fix that, I've added the ability for you to look around without actually moving your body. It just moves your head, which is what I'm doing right now. As you can see, I can look around, and the little stealth meter to the bottom left is not changing, because the only thing that's moving is my head, which you can't see because it's too dark. I realize that now. I'll show you one in the light in a little bit. But you can do that in any pose, and it basically just lets you move the camera around without rotating your body. So I'll demonstrate in the light now. It's because I think the sentry bot is hung up somewhere. So I don't think he's going to come kill me. Alright. So this is what it looks like normally when you're looking around. And then if I hold down the right mouse button, it just rotates the head because you're looking around. It also kind of tilts the view a little bit, which I think is cool. Because it moves exactly with the head node. So I covered that. So let me find out where the sentry bot went. I think he's probably hung up on one of the cleaner bots, and I'll have to lure him out. Right now the AI has no pathfinding. That is a more advanced feature that I don't want to get into right now. Where are you? Oh, there he is. He's hung up on both of the cleaner bots. Okay. I don't know what direction he's facing. I think he might be facing me. I'm going to get to the shadow here so he can't see me. And I rolled into the wall. I always hit the roll thing by accident. I might need to change the key mappings. I don't know if he sees me or not. Okay. Let's go around the other side. Come on, sentry bot. You're ruining my video. You've never done this. Okay, now he sees me. He sees me. I'm getting into darkness. Okay. Good. Now. So, you've met sentry bot in the first video, as well as cleaner bots, as I explained, because Okay, I'm going to go over here where he can't get to me, because I waited too long to do the video, as I said. But he did not move, really, in the first one. So he did move, but he didn't have an animation. And he certainly didn't track me down and kill me, or do any of the things that he does right now. Okay, so, he does two things, really, at the moment. They're pretty basic, as I said. This is the basic systems. One of the things that he'll do... No, you don't see me, don't... Did he kill me? Did he kill me? I think he killed me, because yes, he killed me. Okay. So, there he is. Bastard. I'm getting so distracted now. Okay, he does two things. One of the things, so he does three things. One of the things is kill me. One of the two other things is that if he finds a decal, or I'm sorry, not a decal. They are decals, but that's not what I should call them. If he finds a scuff mark, which as I explained in the first milestone, I saw him over there and he scared me. If you jump on the floor and make a scuff mark, he will come over and investigate them if I hide in the shadow here. Although he might see me because of the spinning light. Alright, you better not be hung up on the cleaner bots again, I swear. You don't get more raw than this. This is a real development video. Okay, I'm gonna go look at him. Is he hung up on the cleaner bots? Yes, he is. Is he moving free? No. I swear I never got hung up on the cleaner bots in any of my other videos. I have to go get him again. Sentry bot. No, don't! Now let's go over here and look at him. You're messing up everything. Okay, let's try this again. So, if the cleaner bots will stop cleaning up my decals so that I can show off this awesome little system here. Okay, I'm gonna make some more scuff marks on the floor. And wait for him to come over here. He will see them because they're in the light. He won't find them in the dark. Okay, here he comes. So, there we go. So he sees it, so he crouches down, looks at it, investigates. Ooh, this is suspicious. Then he doesn't do anything else. He just goes to the other one, looks at the other one. Then he'll go to the other one if he sees it. And he saw it. No, stupid rotating light is... Okay. 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 Yes. So after that, one of the other things that I added was something that I should have added before, but I didn't get around to it, and that is when you are turning, the marks that you leave are curved now. So, it's a little addition, but that was something I should have added. I think I saw his shadow. I did. I'm going into the darkness to hide. Okay. And roll, apparently. You see his shadow as he's kneeling down to look at one of the decals. But I keep calling them decals. Scuff marks, whatever. Now, he's not supposed to investigate the ones that are in the dark, but for some reason he seems to be doing it again, and I might have commented out the code that prevented that when I was testing stuff. I'll have to go check before I send this to my development testers. Oh, and he's cleaning up the scuff mark, which I almost called a decal again. So those are the basic AI systems that are in place. He chases me down, he kills me, it's exciting, yay. Investigates decals, doesn't do much more than that at the moment. And I can't really develop it much more than that for now. Let me get out of the fan a little bit so I can talk. Because one of the really important things that I have to look out for in developing stuff is to make sure that I don't overdevelop, which means to make sure that I don't develop stuff, you know, too much for what I already know that I'm going to be needing, because we still need to plan out a lot of stuff, and it would be really pointless to design this really complicated system that does all these different things when I don't really know just yet if I'll be needing to do this or that, or what else I'll be needing to do. So for now, these are just the preliminary kind of proof of concept type things, and they won't get developed further for a considerable bit of time. I need to develop the cleaner bots a little bit more now and do their concept art and stuff like that and figure out how they're going to work, and that'll be coming up very soon as well. I did want to show off the motion blur, which I guess I turned off. So let me see if I can turn it on very quickly. No, I guess I might have commented it out. Okay. I had some issues and I had to do some things to get this to work, but so I guess that pretty much covers all the stuff that I've added. Let me look at my list very quickly now and see if I've forgotten something. Added CleanerBot AI, SentryBot AI. I also added a bunch of different AI, but you can't see them now because there's really nothing to show. As I said, I need to prevent myself from overdeveloping. I just got the basic structure for them in, but I can't add the stuff just yet. A lot of behind-the-scenes work that you're not going to notice. Basic stealth checking, stuff that doesn't need to be said. Animated camera. I did add the pause ability, which I don't think I showed off, which is basically just this. Press the button, pauses the game, press it again, unpauses. Amazing. Prone pose, I showed that off. Can't show off the motion blur just yet. And the moving without actually turning. All that stuff was pretty big and important and took quite a bit of work to put into place. So I'm really glad to see all of that done. And now, because it's morning, if my freakish alpha testers that actually do this strange thing called sleeping will wake up eventually, I will give them this build, and they can tell me that nothing works. Which is kind of the tradition, that's how it goes. I give them a build that I worked super hard on to make work, and they tell me that it doesn't work at all. And then I spend the day fixing everything. I went into the darkness, I don't know why, now I'm lost and scared, okay. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything worth covering. There's a lot more behind the scenes stuff. It's been a giant amount of work so far. It really has. Like, it might not seem like much. I really don't know how it's perceived by people on average, because it kind of maybe seems like it's all really basic stuff, but in reality, I have worked like crazy to get this stuff to the point that it's at right now. Pretty much just every single day, just hours and hours of work to make all this come together. And so I would like to say thank you to everyone who commented or left support on the last video that I did. It really does mean a lot to me because, again, I am working really hard to get all of this done. And to see comments of people, or to see comments at all, really, and to have people like the videos and, you know, just say that they think it's cool or whatever, that really does mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate that. And it really does make me want to keep developing through a lot of really stupid problems that I have. So thank you for that. That really does mean a lot. And I hope that you guys will continue to enjoy these behind the scenes looks at the stuff that I'm doing. It's a ton of work. There's a lot more work to come up now. And for milestone number 3, some of the big mechanics that I'm focusing on are to add ladders, climbing, possibly a climbing mechanic that lets you climb up walls and short objects and stuff. I'm not really sure because I have to kind of judge things as I get into them. If something is a little bit too advanced, I have to let it go and move on. But climbing, ladders, elevators are a big thing I'm going to be adding, as well as water, puddles, wet footsteps, stuff like that. And possibly some concept art and design, which is stuff that I kind of wanted to get to now, but because of some issues and me just being overworked with what I had, trying to meet the deadline that I set for myself, I didn't really get around to doing a whole lot of that. I did a little bit, but it's not really worth mentioning or bringing up, really. So I figured I'd bring it up anyway, because that's what I do. I bring up things that don't need to be brought up at all. So, this project really does mean a lot to me. It really does, because, I'll be honest, I'm not really in a very good situation right now. And for a long time, I haven't really gotten anywhere with anything that I've tried to do. And this project, is really my first attempt to really push myself and get something done and get something real accomplished. And so far, I have really pushed myself a lot more than I have for any of my other projects that I've ever done. And again, that's why I say when people like the video or whatever, it really does mean a lot to me. So going forward with this, I really do want people to be interested in this. I really do want people to like this. And if you have, thoughts, opinions, questions, whatever, just let me know, and I'll be glad to answer them. I was going to say to ask them. So that was a bit of real talk with me. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning so that I don't have to go back in and do another video like I did before with all my little addendums and stuff. I don't think there's anything else worth mentioning at the moment. The AI doesn't do noise oh, he's stuck on the cleaner bot, that's cool. The AI doesn't do any noise checking at the moment. Like when you're doing your footsteps. I don't know why I keep doing hand motions when I talk, it's just weird. When you're making footsteps or jumping or whatever, the AI doesn't hear that. That was something I wanted to add now, but again, I have to keep myself from over-developing. That's the biggest problem when it comes to developing games, in my opinion, is that I tend to overdevelop things and not let go of things when I should. So they don't do any noise checking for the moment. That probably won't be added in milestone number 3. Like I said, that'll probably be much later on. But anyway, milestone number 3. I haven't set a deadline for it yet, but knowing what I need to add, I'm going to say the deadline's probably going to be 2 to 3 weeks. The deadline for milestone number 2 from milestone number 1 was 2 weeks, or a tiny bit over 2 weeks, again. But I did manage to accomplish a lot of stuff in that time. I didn't really feel rushed. I think I will do 2 or 3 weeks for this. I do feel like I need a break very badly now. But I am capable of taking breaks, which has become a running joke now amongst people that I know. Also on that note, if any friends of mine are watching this, I apologize for vanishing for such extremely long periods of time, but yeah, that's what I do. Sorry about that. I suck, I know. Thank you guys for watching the video. Milestone number 3, hopefully 2 to 3 weeks. I'll say 3 weeks just to be safe. And that's all. For what it's worth, here is the motion blur when I turn very quickly, which I don't know how it's going to look on the recording because I know it has some issues. And also if I pause while I'm turning, like that, nope. There you go. You see on the fan right there, it has some, or on the tile as well, it has some kind of purplish and greenish. And on the fan it's kind of red. Outlines, that's the chromatic aberration. It's kind of a experimental thing because I mentioned I'm going to have this kind of goggle future, which I haven't gone over yet either. But that's just kind of an experimental little thing.